you haven't done so yet, well, you've got to tune in. Hi, I am the host of Jazzy Vibes with Soul, Miss CeCe Holmes, and I invite you to check us out every Friday and Saturday from 7 until 9 p.m., where you will get the best in old school R&B and, of course, a little smooth jazz to make it jazzy. So tune in. That's right, tune in every Friday and Saturday right here on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM, or worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Hey, this is Skippy from Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hello and welcome to the Ticket Stub, your favorite place for movie news and reviews. We broadcast live every Thursday at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 from beautiful Conroe, Texas. You can follow us on Twitter at _Ticket Stub or find us on Facebook, the Ticket Stub Podcast. Ticket Stub has a ticket sponsorship with the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinema. Big shout out, big ups. Visit irlonestar.com for information.
Big ups.
There we go, big ups. Yeah, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit.
I like it.
You never heard of big ups?
Never heard that.
They got big seats.
We're giving big ups, man. Big seats, big ups, comfy
Big seats.
seats. You can visit irlonestar.com for information about the show and sponsorships, or you can call us
I
at
think Big Gulp is trademarked. So
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think
936-647-3776. Leave us a message. Please don't forget to give us a 5-star review on iTunes or any platform you listen to the show. My name is Connor. I'm one of the hosts of the show. These interrupting cows over here. Chris Appel, how you doing? Moo moo. You know that joke?
Yeah.
Interrupting cow.
Yeah,
and
moo,
Dick
yeah.
Schisler, how you doing, buddy?
Word. You know, we didn't announce what our group rewind is.
The show's been on for like 30 seconds. You can't be mad at me for not hitting the group rewind yet.
Yeah.
We have a great show. We're going to do some movie news. We're going to rewind, which is where we talk about the movies that we've seen over the last week. Then we're going to do top 3 wedding scenes. Why, you ask? Well, because I was married this weekend, or last weekend.
Yeah.
Do you even know when you were married?
What's my anniversary? And then, Dick, you were married, what, like 6 months ago?
No, in December. So
Okay,
Not
4
6
months
months.
ago?
Yeah.
Sorry. You know, time flies when you're having fun, right? Marital bliss. And then Chris is married.
Yeah, this is going to be my 5-year anniversary this
No way.
congratulations, man.
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
wonderful.
Yeah, to the same
Congrats.
man. Yeah.
I strive to be in your success. I want to be like you.
You know what's crazy is we did that Valentine's show like a year and a half ago, and we're all still with the same women
I
that we
know.
brought into that Valentine's
Who
show.
would have thought?
I think
It's
the
a
odds
good
on
thing.
favorite with how terrible we are to be around. The odds on favorite would have been that is not the case, but it is. And so because of that, we're going to do top 3 wedding scenes. Not the whole movie doesn't have to be about a wedding, but at least the scene has to be about the wedding. And so we'll do that. And then we've got the group rewind for the month of April. Dick, what is the movie?
It is the Find Me Guilty 2006 movie starring our favorite actor, Vin Diesel.
Vin. And so in this movie,
It is. You want me to give the synopsis?
give the synopsis.
Okay, in the late 1980s, a low-level gangster named Jackie DiNorsco defended himself in court for what became the longest criminal trial in American history.
Is this based on a true story?
This is based on a true story. Part of my reason of choosing to choose this movie because I heard that Vin Diesel actually is a respectable actor in it. So he actually
Well, we'll
tries.
see about that.
So we're gonna see about that. The
Yet to be
director
seen.
of this movie is a very well-known director, but old. So he's done
Okay.
Dog Day Afternoon.
What's the name?
Oh, yeah.
The director's name is Sidney Lumet.
Yeah.
yeah.
The original Murder on
right.
Oriental Express.
Oriental.
He did 12 Angry Men, the original, 1957.
I think Oriental's a slur, Dick. I think it's,
Orient.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
Orient Express.
Sorry. You know how it is. But yeah, he's done a
12
lot.
Angry Men is really good, right?
Yeah, well, apparently.
Well,
whatever.
I'm wearing
They keep talking about it.
Orient watch.
Oh,
And-
okay. Your watch is an Orient?
Yeah.
From the Orient?
No,
or
it
it literally
says-
is the
it says
brand?
it right there.
Oh, okay.
But he's a
Sure.
known director, and so I'm kind of excited. He has passed away in 2011, but this movie was made in 2006, which puts us like right there on Vin Diesel's career where Fast and the Furious,
This was kind of the turning point.
yeah, like it was picking up. What was like Fast and the Furious 4? Do y'all anyone remember that? Like what year
I'm
was
going to say
that?
2008, but let me look it up.
Because Vin Diesel disappeared from the Fast and the Furious series
Well,
for
so
two editions.
Whenever y'all are ready to do just a full like Fast and Furious like history, I'm ready to go there with you guys. But yeah, he did. He wasn't in the second one.
It wasn't in the third one.
And wasn't in the third.
No, he was at the very end.
In the third one, he made an appearance at the very end, and then the fourth
Probably
one,
got paid more than everyone else in that movie.
he was what was the fourth one called? The Fast. And
I think it's Fast Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
No,
That's the second.
it might. Yeah, it's Fast and Furious.
Fast
right?
and Furious, yeah.
Okay, hold on. So Fast 5 was 2011. So I'm trying to find.
So,
it here.
do you want me to pull up the trailer to it? Y'all want to watch the trailer?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Fast and Furious.
Find Me
Hobbs and
Guilty?
Shaw.
Find Me Guilty trailer.
Okay,
Fast
Yeah.
and-
So I'm going to pull this up for us.
2009. Fast and
All
Furious.
right.
So yeah, so
2009.
2006. I mean, this is right when Vin
See,
Diesel.
Tokyo Drift
Vinny,
was 2006, so they came out the same year. So
Yeah, Vinny was trying to get an acting career going
Vin. Well, and that's the whole thing is I think he left Fast and Furious
to probably do this movie.
to do this and also to do what was the
Triple
Pitch
X?
Dark or whatever, or maybe it was Triple X. Yeah, it was one of those. He thought that franchise would be bigger, and that was a mistake.
So
And
I'm looking up his career right now, Mr. Vinny. And in 2005 to 2008, he was in Babylon AD, Find Me Guilty, The Pacifier, and The Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Fury. That's a video short. So The Chronicles of Riddick came out in 2004. So technically, this is the movie after that he made.
What year was he breakdancing in that jumpsuit?
I don't know.
With the big tall hair.
I don't know.
You remember that?
No.
Yeah, it's one of
you
those.
should look it
It's
up.
a creepy. He's
You'll
got some
look that
creepy
up.
videos.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's check out this trailer. I don't know how the quality of this is for folks who are watching us, but let me pull this up and get it going for us. So, yeah, so here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's playing, I think.
Never lost the case. You're all going down.
Strong start.
The men you see before you have engaged in all sorts of criminal activities.
20 defendants.
The biggest criminal trial in
76
history.
counts, at least 4 prosecutors.
They were
Tapes,
totally prepared.
surveillance videos.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Denard.
Oh, look at his hair. Oh.
Hi, I'm Jackie D'Onocio. I'm defending myself in this case. I'm going to be my own lawyer.
Have you had any legal experience?
I've been in prison half my life.
Is this a
Sometimes
comedy?
I think I had too much legal
think so.
experience.
Oh, I thought it was like a drama.
What do I need with the lawyers?
It's not just you.
How many
Get one
cigarettes
of
has
you
Vin
sitting on the
Diesel
sidewalk
smoked in
and
his
all of
life?
You can go down.
It looks to me like he's hurting us. I'm separating him from the case.
It's not
Oh,
up to you.
Tyrion.
You want to bet?
The Brunos want you dead.
Those guys love me, man.
Love you. Puts 4 bullets in you and he loves you.
Yeah, he loves me.
I'll cut your heart out.
I want to offer a deal.
Movies have come a long way since 2004.
You have no friends.
You know what the 2 best words in the English language are? Things change. Do you know that this government offered me a deal to lie about these men? Objection! Jackie D don't rat.
Lady jurors.
He's always like some hard, you know.
wrong with these people?
I don't rat.
Isn't the real reason you're testifying here because I refuse sexual advances from you? To
All right.
I love the idea that.
this instead.
Oh God. I love the idea that he would understand like the rules of the court.
You feel that the prosecutor was right.
Jackie, you swing at him in this courthouse. This case is over.
Don't take it out on my friends here.
His hair.
Traveling and have us a fling.
Now find me guilty.
Oh, tagline.
How do I look, good?
His suit doesn't fit real well.
Best is good enough.
May I have a sidebar? I ordered creamy peanut butter, and they brought me chunky.
This isn't my department.
Nothing but the best is good enough for
All right. Well, apparently the case lasted 21 months.
Never heard of that movie.
So can
Same.
you imagine dealing with him for 21 months?
With Vin Diesel or with the actual guy?
Yeah, with Vin Diesel.
No, that would be a long time.
That would be awful.
Yeah, who was the judge there
What do you mean?
in the case? Was that?
That's another actor. He passed away. I forget his name, but
Okay.
why do you want to know his name?
He just looked
Tell me
familiar. I
about
couldn't tell. I couldn't tell who it was.
it. Okay.
But anyways, okay, Find Me Guilty. So we'll be watching that and talking about it at the end of the month. If you want, it's streaming, right? You said on Amazon.
On Amazon Prime, but it's also through IMDb Free Dive, which is their streaming service, but it's free and there's ads.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're an ad person. I'm definitely not. I get always just really agitated with
Well,
that.
but free is good. I like
But you
free.
can spend
I'm a free
$30 on it for the Blu-ray.
person. Worth every penny, man. Worth every
let's
penny.
hope.
Find Me Guilty. You know, one of these days we're going to pick one of my movies, and I'm going to be excited about
Well, it's
that.
random drawn, man.
Was he
Yeah,
nominated?
quote
for,
unquote.
Was he nominated for an Oscar for that?
No way.
Well, let's
Are you
see.
kidding
Let's
me?
see. Let's
Did
check
you watch
it out.
the trailer?
I'm checking it out. Hey, you can't judge a movie by its trailer.
You can. In fact,
So-
I think that's what everybody does all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any.
All right,
I'm not seeing
We
anything
got to
really
jump to
interesting.
movie news.
Yeah, let's go to
here.
movie news here. Come on, keep us on track, Chris. All right, we've got The Verge online magazine or whatever it is. The Verge had an article about Captain Marvel, the latest Marvel movie to cross the $1 billion mark, joining Black Panther, Avengers,
Hold on,
Infinity
is the
War.
what? How many?
What?
It's the fourth?
It didn't say exactly how many, but it does list the ones. It's Avengers, Infinity War. It is Black
Aquaman.
Panther.
I know that's DC, I guess.
Yeah, that's DC. It lists on here somewhere. I'm trying to find it. It listed like 3 or 4 others that did it as well. Oh, hold on. 7th. Yeah, the 7th in the Marvel universe to hit the $1 billion mark. That's pretty crazy that this one franchise has made $7 billion movies.
Well, this Avengers Endgame is going to make $1 billion opening weekend. It seems like. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, pre-sales are massive for this movie.
Really?
Massive. Yeah, it could be the biggest movie of all time. It's very possible.
Well, I think people are really interested to see where it goes after Infinity War left off. You know, that obviously ended with quite a interesting spin on things, and I don't think most people are buying that that's going to, you know, that where it left us is where we're going to stay. But this Captain Marvel, no, this is one. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this kind of casually passed $1 billion. Like, was this one? It wasn't greeted with the same fanfare that some of the other $1 billion Marvel movies hit. Like Black Panther was like a cultural movie. You know?
One thing that too they're smart about is they release it during a time where there isn't any other big movie, because Aquaman kind of ended, and this movie kind of came in, and also you're talking about Disney, who makes sure this movie's in 1,300 theaters.
Yeah, way more than that probably.
So, and that's just here domestically, I think, right?
Well, it's in like 4,000 theaters. I think is like
in the world.
It's like a national open.
So eventually, it's going to make $1 billion. I think.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, "Oh, I haven't seen it, but how much money did it make opening day?"
That's what I'm looking at here. Has it only been out for 3 weeks? Opening weekend.
Yeah, it was May 7th or May
March 22nd.
No.
Okay, well that's what box office.
Was it May?
March 8th. March 8th. Yeah, March 8th. It grossed $200 million basically opening weekend domestic, and then $100 million, and then $50 million. That's just domestic stuff. So it's got $358 million domestic. So the overseas must be, golly, $644 million overseas.
Yeah,
that is wild. That is absolutely crazy. But it's just, to me, this, if Captain Marvel can be $1 billion movie, then it seems like anything they're going to put out from now on, it's like they've got their audience, so it doesn't matter what they make.
Did you see their lineup for this year? It doesn't look very strong.
What is it now?
Yeah, there's 20 movies coming out, and of those 20,
all Disney or just
what Disney's doing?
Okay.
At least I think 4 to 6 of them are franchise movies. So it's Star Wars, like The Lion King, but then there's like the rest are just no name, like Artemis Fowl and things that you have no idea what it is. So I don't know how good their lineup is looking. I'll pull it up real quick. Let me see.
They'll push it, and I'm sure it'll be. I'm sure they'll all be successful. But Chris, what do you think, man? As the movie theater, a man who owns a franchise of movie theaters.
I don't own any of it.
Yeah, you do.
Keep saying it all the time.
Well, yeah, I believe it.
Would I be doing this?
Are
if
you?
I owned
Are
it?
you owning?
Probably.
Yeah,
not.
you're a good friend of ours.
But you'd probably be paying for some marketing at least for us if you did. But do you think that Marvel? It's just. I mean, is it just set to be $1 billion movies every time, or what?
It would appear to be the case, yes.
Because this movie wasn't even like it was good, right? Good, but not great.
Well, I mean, I didn't see it.
I mean, that's been kind of the feedback.
But there wasn't like a massive amount of fanfare, like you said, and it still was able to do it.
Yeah, pretty
They
crazy.
definitely have figured out what they're doing overseas for sure. But, I mean, Avengers Endgame, that's going to be something to see, I think, in terms of box office grosses.
Well, you have to imagine it would be significantly bigger than a movie like this, because everybody who's going to Captain Marvel is going to Avengers Endgame, right? Like you don't go to Captain Marvel and not go to the big one where she's going to probably be a huge part of that one, and then that's the one that unites all the other franchises. So it's just set to be unbelievably massive. All right, EW Entertainment Weekly had an article that said that the Joker trailer is out. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch this.
I did.
Phoenix is DC's darkest. Joaquin. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Walking.
Well, Jackie Phoenix.
A little Jack Phoenix. You son of a gun. It's the darkest DC movie yet. What's funny is DC tried to kind of play the lighthearted game. They tried to play the dark and gritty game. Again, this is just, to me, this is another example of them being all over the map, not knowing what their franchise is, not knowing who they are. So we contrast with Marvel that makes billion-dollar movies with every character they put forward, and then DC, for whatever reason, I don't know why it's so hard.
Well, they did when Tim Burton was at the helm of the Batmans. They had it right.
Yeah, those were good movies for sure. But that was before Marvel came and dominated everything. I mean, there'd be the occasional movie that would come out, but it hadn't become this juggernaut like it is now. What do you think about the trailer, Chris?
I didn't get to see it.
Oh, Dick, what do you think? I thought you said you did. Dick, what do you think about the trailer?
I mean, I think they should figure out the word teaser and not make it a 2.5-minute trailer. And I think that's the first mistake they made.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is a lot of folks seem to be either upset because, and this is similar to the Venom movie, where there's going to be no connection to any other franchise. So does that disappoint people, or is that set the bar lower because Batman's not going to be in this one? But what I've read about the folks over with Sony, like doing Venom movies, and the DC folks, is they're trying to create a universe that's not standalone. So when you go see these movies, they stand alone. They're not going to write them to where, make sure we leave some opening for another sequel or to another franchise. And so they're banking on is the pure comic book following, where this is just one rendition of the Joker.
Yeah.
And my theory is if this movie does well and Joaquin Phoenix's representation of the Joker, they're going to put him in other movies. But they're going to try to make just one movie standalone. They're like The Killing Joke, for example. Like that's just a standalone comic of just the Joker. That Joker doesn't exist in any other Batman universes. So that's their hope. And like, all right, so if this works, we'll kind of go with it other ways. But I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a neat movie, and I'm definitely going to see it. And like, for example, what do you think as an industry who made Suicide Squad, and now they're rebooting it with James Gunn, but some of the same actors are continuing the roles?
Well, that's what I'm confused why they wouldn't try to tie this to that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't want to. That's the rules they're setting. Like, we're not going to do the Marvel.
I don't get it, I guess.
We're not going to do the Marvel. We're not going to disappoint people and like always got to be going to the next movie to understand what's going on. And I think they will eventually if it's successful, because I think DC realized we tried to do that and those movies weren't successful.
Yeah, they were
so
bad.
it's like, hey, why don't we do these standalone origin story movies that are like we have a lot more creative freedom, allow our major actors to actually get involved. Because can you imagine Chris Evans as the Captain America and someone presented Captain America? There really isn't a lot of depth to Captain America.
There's like two whole movies.
Well, I know, but you didn't really learn anything really from him. Like the only thing you learned,
beat the Nazis or something. Right?
Yeah, the only thing you learned that he lost a girl he liked because he was frozen for a generation. And you're like, oh, so
I hate it when that happens.
Been there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're kind of like, okay, cool. But what's going to be interesting with this Joker movie is the Joker's background is different depending on what universe you're looking at. And now this universe, they're choosing to make it somewhat sympathetic.
Yeah.
And
well, he looks like it's going to be well acted if nothing else. I mean,
yeah.
Old Jackie Phoenix.
There's going to be some creepy mother love in it, and so I'm excited about that.
I'm a mother lover.
Yeah, so there's gonna be some of that, and then I really am kind of interested though, because I saw Venom, and that's my movie I was gonna review for next week. I was like, how are they gonna make a movie about Venom and have no one else from the universe in this movie? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you make a movie? And they did it, and I was like, okay, it could have been better if it had like they had like one quote in the movie where they're like, oh, you got kicked out of over there, the Daily Bugle or whatever, and you're over here in San Francisco now. That was the only hint of like the Spider-Man universe, because they mentioned the newspaper Peter Parker worked for. So it was like, that was it though.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they're going to do it. They did do Gotham. I know they had a Gotham logo in the background somewhere. So it does take place, well, at least one scene is in Gotham. But outside that, there's like zero ties.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see. Moving on, we got to go to break. Vulture.com, just quickly. The movie Cats is coming out. They're making a movie based on the play.
Yes,
Cats.
I heard this. Yes,
and the cats in the movie will be the size of actual cats. That is the title of this article. So
wait. So are you saying they're going to be people dressed up as cats?
Yeah, that's the part I can't quite figure. I read the
article. And they're going to be this big?
Can't quite figure it out. It's going to be actors, and they're going to be cat size. and I guess it's CGI. I wonder if they're going to utilize like the Alita Battle Angel technology here, but they're going to be CGI'd
Just
in.
like normal humans with cat
Well,
eyes.
I'm going to say right now, I don't know anything about the play cats.
Yeah, me neither.
So is it
I know
about
they're just-
it about a bunch of cats that like live on the street or
I
something?
know I've seen
Yeah.
the pictures of the iconic costumes they wear in the cats.
Yes,
I don't know, like
something to see.
what's
Is this like West Side Story meet cat like with cats in it?
It's very West Side Story. Isn't
really?
It? Yeah.
It's like it's like
Like they fight and like yeah.
is it like the calicos versus the
Is Michelle
Palominos
Pfeiffer
or
gonna be
something?
in it?
No, she should be. She
Prominent.
should have been.
Yeah. Is there a lot of cats making
That's
out
where
with
the
people?
song,
She needs to be in every movie.
That's where the song "Memory" comes from. If you know that
What song?
I'm not gonna
Sing it.
No.
Sing it.
No.
We need it.
No.
Okay. Well, anyways,
we know you're a wonderful singer. I mean, you have that Christmas hit.
I did have that Christmas.
Christmas time is Christmas
In the city.
time. Anyways, the cats will be the size of actual cats. So take that for what it's
I don't
worth.
want to play that right
Take that for what it's worth. We need to go to break. When we come back, we're going to be doing the rewinds of the movies we've seen over the last week. Chris, what did you see this week?
I was gonna do Leaving Neverland. That movie
Oh,
about the
yeah,
Michael
but then you
Jackson
got
stuff.
creeped out and didn't
well,
finish it?
it's 4 hours long, and I don't know how to talk about it live on the air without slipping up or saying something weird. So I
Okay.
did No
Really?
Holds Barred.
I mean, I could talk about it.
No Holds Barred, starring Hulk Hogan.
All right. What about you?
I saw BloodRayne,
BloodRayne.
the Third Reich,
Oh my gosh. That's
which is the third version, a third movie of BloodRayne, which the first one's in our pool
oh great.
of our group rewind. So if we ever choose this one,
Great.
so I'm really excited about this one.
And I'm cheating, but because the Game of Thrones premiere will be on before our next show, I'm going to be reviewing Game of Thrones Season 7,
That's
Episode
not
4,
a movie,
Spoils
though.
of War. It is over 60 minutes long.
No, what
and
that
it
is
the-
lazy.
No, I've been rewatching.
Lazy.
And I got married, so I was a little bit busy. But also, it's very topical.
What, y'all don't
Excuse
watch
me.
movies
Oh,
together?
sorry, BloodRayne 3 is more on point
I
than...
thought there was a big stink about us not talking about stuff on TV.
This
Big
is,
stink, like big stinker,
stink.
like
Yeah.
steamroll stink. Don't do it.
Well, for Game of Thrones, which is like the most popular show in the history of television, we're going to make one exception right
That's
before the
false,
new season
but
comes
okay.
out. That is well,
Big stink.
the best show in the
Big
history of television.
stink,
All right,
guys.
we're going to be right back on the Ticket Stub.
Oh, for sure.
This is Rick, TRC. Every Tuesday on my show, Afternoons with Lone Star from 3 to 7, I play back-to-back classic rock hits. That's right. I like to call it a 2 for Tuesday or a 3 for whatever it is you'd like. Call the request line 936-647-3776 or message me on Facebook, Afternoons with Lone Star, make a music request. That's right, you can do it. Here's what else. Go over to our website, irlonestar.com. Get the app on your phone. It's easy. You'll like it.
The Ticket Stub is sponsored by the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinemas.
With 18 locations around the country, the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinemas bring you the latest in state-of-the-art projection and sound.
Including Fathom Events and Flashback Cinema.
Did you know your local Grand or Amstar Cinema serves a wide variety of adult beverages?
And some even have a full bar.
And moms, they didn't forget about you. They also have a large selection of wine to help you get through those kids' movies.
Visit your local Grand or Amstar Cinema today.
Health Center Southeast Texas is a federally qualified health center. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and most major private insurances. For our self-pay patients, we have a sliding scale discount program available. Our health centers have qualified providers and staff striving every day to provide the best quality of care to our patients. Services offered are family medicine, behavioral health services, telepsychiatry, and pediatrics. We have 4 area locations. Look up the Health Center Southeast Texas online at hcset.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Did you know that there are over 153 million orphans in the world today? The sad reality is 99% of those kids will likely never be adopted. Core Love is an organization right here in Conroe that takes care of orphan children in Haiti, Honduras, and India. We bring the love of Jesus by providing their 6 basic needs of clean water, proper food, healthcare, education, job skills, and a loving home. Visit corelove.org. That's CORELUV.org. Will you help defend the orphan?
We're back on the Ticket Stub. If you missed this last segment, we talked about a lot of nonsense. We talked about Find Me Guilty, which is the group rewind for next week. We also talked about how we are sponsored by the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinemas. And if you engage with us on social media, you'll have an opportunity to get 2 tickets to the Grand Theater Amstar Cinema.
For sure.
So make sure you do that. Send us a comment. Send us your favorite BloodRayne movie. Which of the BloodRaynes do you like the most? One,
I kid you not, man. There's 3 of them. I'm disappointed there's not a 4th.
In fact, Dick's starting a petition for BloodRayne, the quadrilogy. He wants the 4th one to come in. So sign that. You could also get entered for the tickets. We also talked about Marvel Universe wrecking DC, the new Joker movie, and how the cat-sized cats in the new movie Cats.
Let me ask you though about that. Would you actually? Would you go see it? No, I would not see Cats.
I'm not into cats. I don't care about cats.
The music's good.
Cats are a bad animal. It's it's just no appeal to me whatsoever.
I heard they're the distant cousins to snakes, which is the devil.
Oh, really?
So,
is that why they have that long little tail? That little slithery tail?
I made that up.
All right, we're going to do the rewinds of the movies we've seen over the last week or the show. In my case, I'm going to go first since I was heavily chided over the selection that I made.
Well, might as well not even say that. You watch a TV show.
Yeah, a cinematic TV show.
Well, I'm going to do that next week then.
Okay.
That's way
I'm going to get
easier
even.
for me.
I'm going to. First off, this
let me show.
This is like over an hour long.
Let me understand. Let me explain how rules work with this. So, for example, Deadwood is a HBO TV show. So they go, hey, we're going to make a movie called Deadwood the Movie. So that's counted that we can review it. HBO still did it. It's still on HBO.
Be a Game of Thrones movie, no doubt, I think.
Oh, there'll be some spin-off movies.
They understand the difference because they knew Deadwood was a TV show, and they're like, hey, let's make a movie. So why don't they just call it? Why wouldn't they call it Season 4 Deadwood?
Why don't we talk about this? Both of y'all chose movies no one who's listening is ever going to watch. And what I'm talking about is something people actually will watch. So, boom, roasted, okay?
No, you're obsessed with this Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah, me and like 100 million other people. It's pretty popular. Have you heard about it?
You're probably into that incest stuff.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It's like we are real. We have many.
I'm going to talk quickly about the Spoils of War episode from last season of Game of Thrones. This is not... This is not a feature-length film.
Hey, what episode is this?
This is not even the finale. It's like
I'm saying it's like a random episode that no one knows anything about.
So many people know so much about this episode. What are you talking about? And the reason why I chose this is primarily because of the one big action scene, which rivals the whole conversation point I was going to have was the action scene in this episode rivals anything from any movie as far as quality of execution.
I thought you were going to do the wedding scene where everyone like dies and you're supposed to go off.
No, that's old, man.
So can I say that scene's part of my top 3? Can I say that?
Sure.
Later our game.
Sure, you can.
Later our game.
Later you can add that one in. I'm only doing this one time, and it's only because the premiere is about to happen, and it's the biggest thing that people are talking about right now, and I'm just trying to be relevant, okay? Heaven forbid we add a little hashtag Game of Thrones into our social media.
Did anyone tell you how much more handsome you are now since you're married?
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Stop it.
You look good.
Quit distracting me. Spoils of War. Spoils of War is the episode.
That was a good episode. So what did you watch, Chris?
For those that watch, this is where the Dragon Queen, Daenerys, comes and they fight their first fight with the dragons. I watched the behind the episode of this.
That's the woman who is white hair, right?
White hair woman, yeah.
Okay.
White hair woman. Watch the episode of this.
She uses her body for like taking advantage of people, right?
No, not exactly.
And she also had 2 brain hemorrhages.
She did. I read that article. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Anyways, they set like 147 guys on fire for this scene. Like
real people?
Real humans. No, stunt professionals, okay? Yeah, not just
I was
anybody.
like, where was this filmed? In Ukraine or something?
Yeah,
great.
yeah. They found some humans whose life is less valuable than an American, for instance, and they set them on fire. But they did the special effects, the stunts. What I appreciate with this premiere television and why I'm bridging it over into the movies is that they are starting to get the budgets behind some of this stuff to do movie caliber work in these limited run television shows or the smaller episode scopes. And I'm just telling you that the effects, the budget. These Game of Thrones episodes are like $10 million an episode, I think, to make or something like that. Crazy expensive. But the production quality comes in.
Not really.
The production quality doesn't come in?
Well, I'm saying, like, if you take the whole season and then divide it by, like, what a movie spends on their budget.
Yeah, but tons of movies are less than $10 million. It's not as much as, like,
Marvel.
Marvel.
But how much do you think the new Avengers movie costs?
Yeah, but is this like 15-episode season or something?
6. Yeah, 6-episode season. Yeah.
So how much do you think Infinity War
it's probably going to be $300 million. Probably $300 million or something. But how much of that salaries to the people?
Well, I mean that's still a budget. So how much money was it per minute to make in game in that, and then compare it to Game of Thrones?
My argument
Game
is not that it's
more
more
cheaper.
Correct, factual.
So $10 million's not that much in this game.
Hey, you can make a good movie for.
But that's the. But see, the whole bad thing is,
fact, a lot of
we're
the good
talking
movies
TV here, so it's like another conversation. We usually talk about movies.
It could have been a much shorter conversation if you would have just let me have it instead of just continuing to talk about it. All right, talk about the third. You didn't see the first or the second, but tell us about the third BloodRayne, because nothing like hopping into a series at the very end.
That's actually I thought of you guys.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna play the trailer in the background.
So you didn't even say anything about.
What can I say now?
Thank you.
We've already talked for 10 minutes about it. So
BloodRayne, if you don't know what it was, BloodRayne was a video game made in the early 2000s, and it had some popularity.
I thought this was a movie show.
And now they made it into a movie with the most famous video game director there is, Uwe Boll. It's Uweboll. He's directed all 3 BloodRaynes. There's 3 BloodRayne movies, which you can stream on Amazon Prime. All 3. I cannot believe there's 3 of them, so I had to watch BloodRayne, the Third Reich. So Rain fights against Nazis in Europe during World War II, encountering Eckhart Brand, a Nazi leader whose target is to infect Adolf Hitler with Rain's blood and attempt to transform him into an immortal. So that's the plot. And the actors in it are kind of known in them. Probably the most famous.
Whoa. Are you sure that's not a Red Band trailer?
You got a little sensual there for a second.
Well, what happened?
I saw some girls
I saw a butt crack.
Whatever. And then probably the most famous person is Clint Howard.
Yes.
In it. You know who Clint Howard? He's a character actor.
You love Clint.
And
I do. He's a cool guy.
One of my favorite things that movies with low budgets do, they're always presented with challenges of, how do we do this scene? Like, can we get these uniforms from other things? Do people really know if it's historical fact? All this kind of stuff. What the point I loved is everyone had a horrible German accent in it. And then randomly in the movie, one of the players was a resistance fighter, total American accent. I was like, so why would there be a resistance fighter in Germany with an American accent? Wouldn't he just be part of the army or something like that, I imagine? But whatever, and we're talking about BloodRayne here. And one thing, throughout the whole movie, you could totally tell it was low budget. And I started noticing that I was like, why would they pick these actors? So I did a little research. Well, apparently Uwe Boll loves like 5 actors. And this one actor, for example, is in every BloodRayne, but he plays different characters. And so I'm kind of excited about seeing the other BloodRayne, see if I can find them.
Oh, back to the sensual.
No one can see it anymore. Okay. So you guys are naughty.
We're not naughty. We're just staring at a screen. What do you want us to do?
But so I found that really interesting that you could totally tell these people aren't supposed to be on screen, but they're buddies of buddies. Overall, what I say, would you watch this movie? Oh yeah, if you love stupid movies that have vampires in it and it makes 0 sense. I really wish they had Hitler in it. They showed Hitler for a little bit. I was like, come on, show me like him getting infected. That'd be great. And they didn't. So.
Such a more worthwhile thing to talk about than the thing that everybody's talking about right now that I was trying to change it up and bring to the table. Chris, what you got?
I saw the 2-hour season finale of Night Court, or the series finale of Night Court.
Oh,
that actually would probably be worth talking about. A 2-hour finale.
There you go.
All one case or a lot of cases?
I watched No Holds Barred. This is from the 80s with Hulk Hogan in it. And here is the synopsis. It's Hulk Hogan you know what? I'm not going to read this. I wrote this huge paragraph. I'm not going to read it. It's Hulk Hogan. He's a wrestler. And basically the plot is that he's the biggest wrestler in the world. And this guy created this TV network. And he wants Hulk Hogan to come wrestle on the network. Hulk Hogan's character's name is Rip, by the way. And so he wants him to come wrestle at his network. But Hogan don't want to do it because he's under contract with the other network. So the TV executive creates a a show called Battle of the Tough Guys, in which beefy
Good
regulars
name. Battle of the Tough Guys.
in which beefy regulars of a particularly rough drinking establishment fight each other on camera. And
this is like what were those, like backyard brawls or whatever they used to do?
Kind of. And a guy named Zeus it emerges as the bad guy champion on a new show, and he basically challenges Hulk Hogan to a major fight, and Hulk won't do it until Zeus actually beats up his kid brother really bad.
Oh,
so
like that was his stipulation. I won't fight you until you beat up my kid brother really bad.
Yes. Rapid fire movie reviews.
Okay.
Ralph Novak from People Magazine. Racist, misogynist, dumb, sadistic, lazy, and tiresome. The film is
too bad.
The film is about a big bout between a huge heroic white guy and a huge villainous black guy.
Oh, racist.
The movie's not racist. I don't know why it's not at all.
And Hulk Hogan's like kind of black because he wears so much bronzer. Like he's bronze, I guess. That's in between.
Chris Hicks, Desert News. Hogan is obviously trying for the Arnold Schwarzenegger muscle-bound movie crown, but Schwarzenegger need have no fears. In fact,
he need have no fear.
On the acting front, even Chuck Norris needn't feel challenged.
Needn't?
Now,
man, what a good review.
I disagree with that. I don't think Hulk Hogan, and this is the honest truth, I don't think Hulk Hogan is a bad actor.
Wow.
I don't.
That is surprising to hear that.
Yeah, I don't. He's been in a couple movies, Suburban Commando. That's a great movie if you've seen that one.
Yeah.
And this one, obviously. I mean, he's not the greatest actor in the world, but for a wrestler, he's pretty good. He's not The Rock, but he's pretty good. I thought this movie was fun. I enjoyed it.
Where can you watch it?
The violence is funny. Where did I watch it? It was on Hulu for free.
All right, there you go.
It was on Hulu for free, but there's a clip. Run this clip. This sums up the movie.
1 second.
This sums up the movie pretty much. 80s camp. It's a testament to the 80s, I think.
All right, I'm loading up. Don't worry. Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
All right, let me just talk about this. I'm not over the fact that I'm getting so lambasted for my selection today.
All right, we're ready.
Well, wait, watch this, and then you can finish your thought.
All right, I will. He's such a good actor, Chris.
What's that smell?
Oh my god. Oh my.
Okay,
all right, I think
he being for real?
Chris,
was he joking?
Chris, did you actually live that moment? Is that why you want to?
Scene of Dookie there. It's one of the most famous lines in any film.
Dookie.
I have that AFI mug with all the top lines on it, and I was wondering where Dookie came from. Yeah, so it was.
So
from,
that is it.
What famous lines were in that TV show you watched?
Plenty more than Dookie.
So
Let me
what,
tell you this.
tell me,
okay, I just
tell
wanna,
me
I just
from
wanna
that
throw this out there.
episode.
And listeners, please engage us on social media and let us know. I feel like week after week, I bring relevant movies that the listener might watch to the table.
People will watch BloodRayne.
They will not.
Yeah, they will.
And they won't watch No Holds Barred.
Yes, they will.
No,
it's
they
a
won't.
Great movie.
Okay.
It really is good.
We need to do like a survey somehow and just see who is going to watch any of these movies that over the whole course of the show, because I did bring a little out of the box selection, and then two others that there's just 0% chance anyone's ever going to watch. No Holds Barred. Sorry. Who's going to watch it, Chris? Nobody.
Actually, I think a lot more people will watch that than BloodRayne.
Anybody who
well, no one's going to. Zero people are going to watch BloodRayne 3. Maybe one person will watch
with
No Holds
BloodRayne
Barred.
is no one knows it's available on Amazon Prime.
Well, now they
so
do.
Now they do, and I bet you anything, a lot more people are going to check it out. It's definitely a movie to put on when you're like baking or something. You're not going to pay attention to it.
When you're baked, is that what you said?
Yeah, when you're baked.
Yeah.
Oh, I've actually. One thing I loved about that movie is there's 2 sex scenes in it just randomly. And it reminded me of that time period in straight-to-DVD movies where they had this whole storyboard, and one guy comes, what this movie's missing? A good sex scene.
He plays pin the tail on a donkey with what?
Yeah, it's
with
like, where do you want to put it? Where do you want to put it? It will work here, and it might work here. Because they didn't use it to advance the character at all. And I was like, why is this happening? And
all I'm saying is when the history books are written about the ticket stub, which I'm sure will happen down in the future, I think it'll be favorable to me in the movies that I've brought to the table. All right, as far as watchability and relevance to the audience.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Well, what's even more interesting about the BloodRayne is the second one takes place in the Western. So like, if this is a franchise, they had it like, if you had the Twilight momentum, you could have made like an interesting action flick. Because Underworld has like 9 Underworlds. So clearly people like those movies, and they're all subpar. So this had an opportunity. I think
this is just subpar.
Yeah, I think U-Bowl really is the one who ruined it.
Yeah,
and
this is probably U's fault. All right, let's do our top 3 wedding scenes.
Okay.
So this is where We'll go 3, 2, 1 of scenes from movies that involve a wedding. They can be funny. They can be meaningful. They could be just something that you've always loved for whatever reason. We'll go around the circle.
Yeah, none of it.
Yeah, none. Choose
Well,
none.
when-
and again,
when-
it's an honor because I just got married this last weekend. Dick got
Congratulations.
married. Thank you. Dick got married 4 months
I
ago.
was talking to your wife, not because you're a catch.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
She should be thankful every day.
Yeah, that's what I tell her. And then Chris got married 5 years ago to this day. To this
Congratulations
very day, 5 years
to
ago.
you, 'cause you're lucky that
Today's
you
your
got
5-year
married.
anniversary.
It's at some point this month.
Oh, we got to figure that out.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to somehow covertly figure that out.
Are y'all gonna watch? Are y'all gonna watch BloodRayne: The Third Reich together?
No,
because that's definitely a date movie.
Yeah, chicks love it.
There's a lesbian scene in it, and
has something
there's
for
a
everyone.
heterosexual scene in it. I was waiting for the group stuff, but it never showed up. I thought I was watching a porno for about 30 minutes.
Has a little something for everyone.
So-
All right, number 3, Chris, what you got?
Love Potion number 9. You guys remember that?
There's a wedding scene in it.
Yeah, where she's marrying the other guy.
I don't know if I've ever seen Love.
And then Tate Donovan busts in there.
Yeah.
And he kisses her, and she acts like it didn't make a difference. She goes outside, and then he's like, I'd like to tell you that she came out 5 minutes after I kissed her, and we lived happily ever after, but that didn't happen. It took 6 minutes, and then she comes running out. Such a great moment. I like that.
I've never
Is
seen
Sandra
Love.
Bullock in that? Who plays?
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
That's the first time I've seen Sandra Bullock in that movie. So.
Really? Okay, so this is way early in Sandra's.
Yeah, it's one of her first movies.
That's it. I remember that being a fun movie.
There's definitely an early 90s blind spot in my filmography. A lot of those movies that are all, I don't know, yeah, from like 90 to 95. I was too young to see them, and then I haven't ever revisited them going back. Love Potion number 9. So they were about to get married, and he kisses her.
Well, the premise of the movie is you use this potion, and whatever you do, the opposite, or at the time, it was the opposite sex was immediately attracted to you. And the only way to know if the person really loved you was if you, if you kissed them, and
No, it just made them fall in love with you if you.
Well, I'm saying how to know if they actually love you though, because that was the whole premise was
you wouldn't know.
She was marrying this bad guy, and he was convinced the bad guy had the potion and was using it on her.
Okay.
So he wanted to prove that
So
she
he kissed her.
loves the actual main character.
All right, Love Potion number 9. Okay, Dick, what's your number 3?
I only had really one because I started realizing it was really
Okay.
I hate sappy movies, and all the love wedding movies are really sappy, and none of them really make it like a cool movie experience to me. It's just is what it is. But the only movie that stuck out to me was Princess Bride.
Yes.
And the scene where she's marrying the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
We got a clip?
I got a clip.
This
We
is
can-
a solid clip.
We can watch this together.
I didn't put this
and-
on here hoping that one of y'all would have it on your list.
So, okay. So it's just really funny because it has that ongoing gag.
Yeah.
And this movie actually it seemed a very serious movie, but then they throw this stuff in there. You're like, what's going on? Is this Mighty Python?
Marriage.
So stupid.
Marriage is what brings us together today.
I can see like them storyboarding this scene.
That blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream.
I think this is when the good guy was coming.
Yeah.
Stand your ground.
I love the idea that it's like, what if it was really serious and then all of a sudden he just talked like an idiot?
Andre the Giant.
There will be no survivor.
No?
Oh, he's still mostly dead at this point, or partly dead.
I'm here, but soon you will not be here.
No! Light him.
Great power
And light him on fire.
But yeah, we don't have to watch the whole thing. That was the only scene I could really kind of agree that it was good, and it added a lot to the movie, and it was memorable. And yeah. So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is from the movie The Hangover, and it is part of the wedding, but it's the wedding's okay, but then right after the wedding, when we go to the party, which is still very much part of the wedding ceremony and festivities. It's the reception where we get the Dan band, right? And and he's singing and he's dropping his F words in the middle of these like other romantic songs, and he's thrusting and everything. It has the great moment with Ed Helms and his what was the blonde haired girl that plays his wife in that movie? I forget. But she is like so uptight and so terrible the whole time. And he finally tells her off, and he yells at her, "You slept with that waitress or that waiter." And Zach Galifianakis is like, "I thought it was a bartender." And he's like, "That's right, it was a bartender." And he storms off, and Galifianakis is like, "So I've been thinking about getting into bartending," and everything like that. Anyways, it had like 3 or 4 different little scenes going on all at the reception. Really funny. That whole movie is about a wedding, but that particular scene is one of my favorite. And it was my first. I think that was my first introduction to the Dan Band, who then has appeared in a few other movies of the sort, and always do something pretty funny. So number 2, Chris.
Number 2 for me is Corpse Bride.
All right.
Pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
Not any particular scene, but I like the scene where he accidentally puts the ring on the twig, and she comes back, and she comes out, and she's the zombie bride, and then she's like in love with him.
Yeah. Well, see, I didn't see.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
To be totally honest, I'm not a huge Tim Burton guy. I didn't see, and I really am not a Johnny Depp guy, so I never saw this one.
It's not really like you're watching Johnny Depp because he's just his voice.
Yeah. Well, I understand how animation works.
Do you?
It's not like a real movie with a live action person. Like it's a drawing or and then he just talks. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the whole movie. So it's funny. We like it because it's funny.
It's not funny, really. It's just I don't know.
It just
I like Halloween stuff, and it was
you do love
the wedding
Halloween
in there. So.
There you go. Win-win.
Well, my second.
I thought you only had one.
My second one is season 3.
Oh,
episode 9 of Game of Thrones.
Hey,
where it's the Reigns of Castamere.
Red Wedding,
and it's the Red Wedding, and everyone who dies. This is always a great scene to me.
A lot of times, hey, they stab the baby in the womb.
So.
The woman is pregnant with. You haven't seen Game of Thrones?
No.
Oh, then you shouldn't be listening to all this, dude. Go. What are you doing? Watch Game of Thrones. It's so good.
It doesn't come on the silver screen because it's not a movie.
Okay, well, buy the DVD sets and watch it.
Because he owns all those things. So
he owns all those theaters. That's true. It seems like you should just
check out the Grand in Conroe.
Yeah, comfy seats.
That's actually where he lives. He lives.
Sometimes it feels like it. Yeah.
So Phantom of the Opera
room.
style,
Yeah.
like he's up there. There's Chris.
All right,
watching the Corpse Bride.
Hey, Reigns of Castamere. That was I was speechless after that episode.
Well, I know you were.
When it cuts to black.
How about you got on your internet Twitter things and you're like, "Can you believe it?"
I got on my Twitter. I got on my Twitter.
Did y'all see see the Easter egg?
The Easter egg. Yeah.
You didn't see it. The baby lives.
All right, my second scene. Oh, that'd be interesting.
And it turned into Danny DeVito.
Hot take.
In the sewage.
In Batman Returns. Yeah. Nice.
Number 2 for me.
That's the twist in Game of Thrones.
Number 2 for me from the movie Braveheart. The scene with him and
that almost made my list.
where they sneak off and they get married in secret in the forest, and they do that thing where they like wrap the little towel around their hand or whatever.
Did y'all do that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we actually we recreated that scene from Braveheart.
Cool.
And then we went and skinny dipped by the moonlight in the river. So that was kind of cool. But that scene, I don't know, pretty cool. And what I love about that,
average Tuesday.
Yeah, just normal. It sets what's great is it's not legally binding, so you can do it with many different people, and it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, it's not a real ceremony.
It's just a cloth. It's just a cloth.
It's just a cloth.
As long as they think it is.
But what's great about that scene in Braveheart is it sets the stage for what's to come. Where I think it kind of tags you into the emotion a little bit, so that when the eventual plot unfolds, you're super invested in what's going on with William, and then you kind of follow his path to vengeance and all else. But anyways, number 1, Chris.
Number 1 for me, Beetlejuice.
Hey,
and it's the scene where
they don't actually get married, do they?
Well, they get resurrected. Their ghosts get resurrected into their wedding clothes above the table.
That's right.
When they're all sitting above the table, and Beetlejuice is trying to marry Winona Ryder's character.
Yeah, that's right. Is that when they're singing like Mr. Tallyman and stuff?
No.
That's a different
scene.
scene.
Later in the
That's
movie.
the end. That's the end. But
is that Tim Burton too?
That is Tim Burton.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm doing. I got 2 Tim Burton movies on here. So.
Yeah, and you made us watch one last week too. So you're on a Tim Burton.
That
kick.
was random. I didn't make you.
Yeah, well, you
So
did make
it
me.
just happened to work out.
Beetlejuice, I do like Beetlejuice. That's a pretty
Forget
solid.
Connor always plays the victim card.
I am a victim. Yes,
He is
this
the
whole
victim.
world is against me, and I'm the victim. You have any other TV shows with a good wedding scene?
No, the only other wedding scene that I remembered when you suggested was the Godfather.
Yeah,
and that was when you first meet Michael,
Mhm.
and I like the
Pretty
idea.
iconic.
Well, there's little snippets I remember, like when they passed around the what do you call it, the pillow sheet, and people were putting money. I remember asking my dad, "Why are they putting that into money? What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, some people do that." And then the scene where his brother Sonny is porking the one of the bridesmaids. I'm like, "Dad, why? What is that? Is that the wife?" Oh, shut your eyes.
Prima nocta. Back to Braveheart. You got to declare prima
I don't know
nocta.
that scene because especially with all the cars. Remember, like the FBI people were investigating, so like they're taking a bunch of pictures who's going to the wedding. The bouncer people come out and break the film and like take it all out. There's a lot of little things in that scene I really liked and remembered because that's when Michael and his future wife was there and he just got out of the army. So that was a good scene. So I guess that's number one, but it's not really impactful in a sense of great things. There's a lot of little good things that made it great.
Speaking of TV shows that have weddings, y'all need to watch Married at First Sight. That's one me and Lindsay like.
Is it like a reality show or
Yeah,
something?
it's super stupid, but they get married immediately without meeting each other. So they meet at the altar. Pretty interesting. All right, my number one is...
Isn't that how you met your wife?
It is actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was from RussianBots.com, meet Russian singles. My number one was the documentary they made about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and their... No, I'm just kidding. That would be...
Actually, that's a legit movie, isn't it?
Yeah, probably so. I don't know. I was totally joking. My number one is from the movie Old School. This is so good. We got to clip it. Why'd you close it? What the heck?
Because we're wrapping up the show. Let me.
Well, I hadn't done my number one yet. Old School. This is the very beginning of the movie, or very early in the movie, and it's Will Ferrell's short-lived wedding or marriage. But it's got Vince Vaughn. It's got Luke Wilson. We're gonna watch the clip here as they stand in the chapel.
Let me load it up. Just give me a second.
We're loading
Give
it
me
up.
a second.
And so this has got several great things.
Look a little pale, Mitch. You need to breathe. A little blood up in your face there, will you?
Does that mean cursing in it?
I don't want to breathe. But you should be proud of yourself. Do you have any idea how hard it is to land a girl as sexually enlightened as Heidi
Says
is?
sexually. Is that bad?
A girl like that comes around.
Cut it like 5 seconds early.
I wasn't looking for a girl like that. Well, Columbus wasn't looking for America, my man, but that seems to work out for everybody, didn't it? You're here. You know what I mean?
Hey, I just want to thank you guys one last time for being here. It's the best day ever.
Don't even start with me, Franklin. Okay, you need to walk away from this ASAP.
What?
You need to get out, Frankie.
Right before.
right.
Here comes the. Hold on. There's still one more great little.
This is it, Frank. It's now or never. You need to get out of here while you're still single.
I'm not single.
She's 30 yards away from you. You're still single right now.
Come on. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Why don't you give that 6 months? You don't think that's going to change? I got a wife, kids. Do I sound like a happy guy to you, Frankie? Yeah, there's my wife. Now, see that? Always smiling. Hi, honey. Judging, watching. Look at the baby. Look at the baby.
Look at the baby. Look at the baby. All right, you can cut it off. You can go. And it doesn't have. This clip didn't have the greatest moment where he goes, "Don't do it," with the cough. And he goes, "Oh, sorry, I'm a smoker. Sorry, I'm a smoker." And then he goes to the dad and goes, "It takes an angel, or it takes a real man to give away an angel, or whatever." Yeah. To me, this is Vince Vaughn at his peak in Old School.
He was great in that.
So funny. He's talking 100 miles an hour, totally killing it. And I love that thought of the groom standing there, just, "Oh, thanks for being here, guys." Meanwhile, he's like, don't even get me started on you. Yeah. All right, well, we got to wrap the show up, I guess. There's the outro music. Sorry if my clip took a little too long. But anyways, that's Ticket Stub. If you have a favorite wedding scene, please let us know on social media at @_Ticket Stub on Twitter, Ticket Stub Podcast on Facebook. Also, engage our social media. It'll get you entered to win 2 tickets to the Grand Theater and Amstar Cinemas. We're very thankful to them for the ticket sponsorship we have. Any last thoughts, Dick? Anything I missed?
Well, I want to remind folks, Find Me Guilty is the movie we're going to be rewinding on the last Thursday of the month. So join us and watch that movie. It's on IMDb Free Dive, Amazon Prime, but it has ads in it. So, but hey, find them guilty, I guess.
Find them guilty.
That's gonna be on the 25th of April. And don't forget to comment and send us messages to be entered into the ticket giveaway.
Yeah.
And the big movie this month, I guess for Chris, you're gonna be busy, is the Avengers movie. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
When does that come out?
You can actually get tickets right now. Reserve your seat and everything with the Grand Theater. About 80% full. So on the first opening night, which is a Thursday, right? Is that what y'all? What's opening night these years?
That Thursday, yeah. But we're gonna open more.
How do you know it's
screens
80% full already?
Because I talked to Chris.
I can look and see.
I care about Chris.
Oh, I don't.
You care about your wife.
But we are going to open up. We are opening up more auditoriums, so we should have plenty of seats for everybody.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. And can there be like 18 or over only into the theater, so I don't have to deal with kids? Because it was funny. I saw this thing. People were complaining about people clapping at the first Avengers movie, and it's like an ongoing thing. There's a montage on YouTube, like look at all these stupid idiots clapping in the theater.
Awesome, though.
Like when they fight, they're like, "Oh man, go get them!" It's like they're watching a boxing match or something.
That's cool though.
Hey, here's an idea for the theater. 18 and over singles movie night. There you go. Make it a little mixer.
Yeah.
Have a little Dak Shack, everything like that.
Yeah, we'll have the Dak Shack going by then.
Come on, baby.
Exciting.
All right. Well, good show. Thanks for listening, everybody. Tell a friend, rate and review us. Please spread the wealth, share the wealth, whatever the expression is. We got to sign off. For Chris, for Dick, my name is Connor. We're signing off here on the Ticket Stub.